Okay, here we are, both ready again with
Yeah.
Dr. Kate Foster from Maldives. So we talked about the pre-race vet check and now getting a little bit to race time. You're not, actually, I think one of you is going to be in time station 1. Isn't that the case?
Yes. Yeah, I think I'm going to send Marcus there. We'll see.
Oh, okay, Marcus gets to get the bouncy ride on the snow machine.
I think
And then
probably.
the main crew will be waiting for the teams in Braeburn because the 100 will finish there. The 250 and 450 can take a 6-hour layover there. So you guys always stand where the mushers kind of check in and you watch the teams coming in. So what are you already watching for?
Yeah, it's very important to be there when they come in and check in so we can see the dogs warm, running, see if there's any lameness, anybody not pulling, any limping. If a musher has a dog in the bag, we need to see that and know that. So we need to see them run in. That's very critical for our evaluation. If we see any issues, once the musher's parked, we ask them, hey, I noticed this dog in the wheel was not pulling. Have you noticed that? What's going on? Depending on where the mushers want to take their mandatory exams, we'll proceed to do that, or we'll just, if they don't want to do it at that time, we'll offer, would you still like an exam? Mushers can have exams at every checkpoint if they wish. And what that would entail is, first we talk to them and get some information on how the last run went. Was anybody limping? Was anybody sore, not pulling? And then we just go through all the dogs one by one and do a physical exam on every dog, looking at feet, feeling for range of motion, feeling for anything that might hurt or have swelling, and then discuss what we find with the musher and say, does that consistent with how they've been running? Have you been working on these problems with massage or with wraps or anything? And then we can counsel them on what we think might help. Because even if a dog is limping or having some kind of strain or sprain, it doesn't mean they have to be out of the race. We just talk about how they might help treat that and keep them running. Obviously, if a dog is injured or sick, we identify that and talk to the musher about dropping that dog if it's in the dog's best interest. They say you're only as fast as your slowest dog, and so mushers don't want to keep sick dogs in their team, and we help them identify who should come out.
So back in the day, the whole massaging thing, that was an amazing one for me, of how much you can actually do with massaging dogs and the different massage oils like algavel. And actually, yeah, the benefit of pretty much massaging every single dog, every single leg.
Yeah.
It makes a huge difference.
Yeah, and the wraps that they can put on to keep the joints warm, the different, like you said, the different liniments and ointments that they can use as natural anti-inflammatories. You can really do a lot.
But also preventative, like in my later years, I would actually literally start massaging my dogs at the starting line and even using massage oils. And that would be one of the first things I would do when I come into the checkpoints, because I mean, I had no athletic background of any type. So yeah, I mean, it's been done with all the humans, the bikers and runners and so on. So that was a fascinating thing for me, that it was like, okay, the dogs get the same type of care.
Yeah.
So considering how many mushers there are in the race, training some mushers, 10 plus dogs each, do you get any sleep?
Great question. I think at the beginning of a race, there's not a lot of sleep, cat naps here and there. But once the mushers start to spread out, and there'll be gaps in between mushers coming into a checkpoint, then we can take naps. This will be different. I mean, obviously the last 5 quests that I did, they were the full race, the full distance, and we had a bigger vet crew, but this is a smaller crew, but it's a shorter race. So we'll see how it all pans out. It'll be a little bit of a learning curve, but nobody wants to sleep at the beginning anyway. We're all excited.
Oh, absolutely. So same thing for me, Braeburn, I can never catch any sleep. And the
Yeah.
100th will finish in Braeburn. So I guess
Mhm.
you will
Yeah.
give them a final exam before you release them to the
Yes. Yeah. And that'll greatly reduce the number of dogs in the race. And so we'll be able to spend more time with the longer races with each dog.
And I mean, in this year's race, I would say there's more veterinary care than ever with a veterinarian at the time station, which somebody going to Mandana Lake, with having a veterinarian in McCabe.
Yeah.
So that's a big change from the past.
Yeah, there are more stations along the route. Mm-hmm.
So what is your thought about that? The more stations along the route and actually also the added mandatory rest, which was one of the contentions we had with the
Yeah.
Alaska side board, unfortunately. But what
Yeah.
is your thought about that as a veterinarian?
I think it's great. I think that the only thing it can do is increase the dog care. I don't see downside to it, really. I mean, I think it's nice to be able to have that many more checks and that many more reassurances that dogs are healthy and doing well. I don't see anything wrong with it. I think as long as the musher goes into it with the right frame of mind, that just because we have more opportunity to drop a dog doesn't mean you can run your dogs harder, and doesn't mean you can skimp on dog care. I think they need to have the correct frame of mind and focus on dog care, but knowing that there's more dog support and veterinary support along the way is good.
Are you excited to go back to Dawson?
Yeah, I'm excited. I have a year and a half month, a year and 4 month old little boy, and I'm a little bit sad to be away from him, but it's time for mom to have a break.
Nice.
So it'll be a little mom vacation,
You take
but
some
I'll miss him.
strange vacations.
I know.
Well, I'm looking very forward to go to Dawson, and I'm looking very
Yeah.
forward to see you over here with the rest of your crew. And
Yeah.
I would say safe travels, and thank you for your time.
Thank you.